Hi, it's me. I have no idea how long it's been since I did a vlog, and I have no idea what I'm going to talk about. I felt like I needed to connect with humans. It's been a long time since I actually talked in person to a human. I did not have my kids this past weekend, and I'm not going to have them this weekend. And there really aren't any local friends. My friends tend to be long distance. So I can go to the store and I can drag out the interaction between me and the cashier for as long as possible. Oh, last weekend I did go to, it's a blur. I did teach an art class, but it had to be at a distance and outside and with masks. So there's, all of those barriers, and these were strangers. I'll never see them again. And I'm just noticing how much I'm being affected, impacted by this lack of meaningful connection with other human beings, which is, it's kind of highly ironic because for much of my life, being the mother of multiple children and homeschooling them, I would crave, absolutely crave the ability to be alone, to have solitude. There's a difference between solitude and isolation. Solitude is usually a gift that we choose and we orchestrate and we treasure. And this isolation thing is starting to feel a little less desired, a little less chosen, a little more inflicted upon. And I do better with it some days than with others. And I'm sure that, well, I know a lot of you have been alone for much longer stretches of time. The length of COVID, I was not alone during all of this, just since the end of July. And there's alone and there's alone and there's connection and there's connection. And yeah, I mean, I was thinking about checking to see if I could go downstairs today and do my laundry, because I could connect with my downstairs neighbor for a while. She's available. I don't know. I don't want this to be a whine fest. It's not like I have it worse than anybody else, and it's not like I'm alone in this at all. I'm just noticing that for me, given that I'm pretty balanced in my introversion and extroversion, I am way off the deep end in my introversion, and it's starting to feel less healthy, where all of my interactions that have any meaningfulness are on screen. And it's real. The connections that I have on screen are real. Yeah. Maybe I won't even finish recording this. Maybe I won't upload this, because it's starting to sound just like me kvetching about much ado about nothing. Maybe I won't put this out there after all. We'll see. We'll see. I just shared a little video a few minutes ago. I was sitting here and doing some marketing for some art classes I have coming up. And those will be helpful. I mean, interacting real time with real humans, even though it's on screen, I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful there's that opportunity. But I was sitting here looking across the street over there, and there was he's still there. It's a little boy. He's got his bicycle. He's wearing a green t-shirt, and he's waving, jumping up and down, waving at the cars as they go by. He's making his own way of connecting, and he's bringing a little bit of delight and joy into the passersby as they drive on, doing whatever they're doing. And several of them would wave back or honk It was really sweet. Just a little shared moment of a little, I don't know, 6-year-old probably boy reaching out to the world around him. And it seems that we're all having to do that. We're all having to reach out in ways that we can, by phone, by text, by Facebook, other social media, Zoom. I'm grateful for things like such as that the air quality, although it's kind of bad today. I had to close my windows, came out of nowhere, this unexpected poor air quality today. Must be the wildfires blowing from different places, maybe California, I don't know. But I'm grateful that it's not like it was a couple of weeks ago where to go outside was hazardous to my health. So I stayed inside. That felt like, walls and the ceiling and the floor closing in on me. And I got really grateful for the opportunity to get back outside, to breathe the fresh air, to be able to enjoy what's actually an Indian summer here in Oregon. We've got another week or more of temperatures in the 70s or 80s and sunshine and the humidity. So I'm going to take full advantage of that and go out there and lie in the sun. I thought I would do that today till I realized the air quality was bad. So I've even still got my bathing suit on in case I just needed to go out there and do that. But not today. I'm going to protect my lungs. What else am I grateful for? Maybe I'll turn this into a gratitude check-in. I'm grateful that, come on. Surely I can think of something. Let's see, 7 things for which I am grateful. I'm grateful for the air quality. I'm grateful for the sunshine. I am grateful that I figured out how to use Zoom. I'm grateful that I have the internet. I am grateful that I have, hundreds of online friends who came to me and said, you're not alone, you're gonna get through this, when I reached out for help. I'm grateful that tomorrow I get to have an ultrasound to find out what's going on, and the hospital is 2 blocks away, and because I made that phone call, I was able to get in tomorrow, and if I had waited, I would not have gotten in until, I don't know, next week when they finally got around to me. I am grateful, that I sold a table through Etsy, so I get to go to the gallery, maybe even a little bit later tonight, go over there and pick up the table and pick up the boxes and pack the thing and ship the thing off. And I'm grateful that I have figured out how to do all that, because it used to be daunting to me to figure out how the heck to make a box for something that's awkward like a table and get it actually shipped. But now I've done all that. The skids are greased and I can do it again. I keep doing it. I am grateful for the 12 art classes that I was able to actually get onto my calendar on my website, and that I know how to do the marketing to make that happen, and that I don't even need the money that's going to come from that, because right now things are surprisingly, miraculously, thank you COVID unemployment, okay for a while. I can coast without having to sell a single class or a single piece of art, which I'm grateful should kick in the muse who shows up and says, if we don't have to do the art, maybe we'll want to do the art. So I'm grateful preemptively that the muse will show up and say that. Meanwhile, I'm sensing I need to prime the pump and just start painting the thing. I mean, I've got things that clients have given me, and there's money on the other end of me actually painting them and delivering them. And I know once I start, all of this procrastinated paralysis of analysis sort of stuff that has kept me not creating for all of this time with COVID and the relationship breaking up and having to move and all the things that are not even as bad as some of the other things that other people are contending with. But those are the things that I've had to contend with. And I haven't felt creative. And I've been kind of beating myself up about that, you know, like, this is who I am. This is part of my identity. This is what I do. I create. And I've been doing a whole lot of jumping through hoops stuff with insurance things and unemployment benefits things and moving and paying taxes. And it just seems like every other day there's something for which I have to sit on hold for long stretches of time until I finally get through to deal with the bureaucracy of this crazy system that we have somehow all gotten in cahoots to create. I don't get it. It's not a human-friendly system, and it's what we got. And if the first presidential debate last night is any indication, this whole system really needs to kind of crumble and be replaced by, I don't even know what. I don't think we can even fathom the kind of system that we actually need for humanity right now. I was only able to watch like 10 minutes of that thing before my gag reflex was utterly exhausted and I had to turn it off. And that was just the radio. I wasn't even looking. I wasn't even looking at the screen because I don't do TV. Because I just haven't since 2001. Yeah. Have I missed anything? Anything since 2001? Anything at all worth having watched? I don't know. I don't think so. Somebody was saying that instead of the moderator we had last night, that we should have a mom who's been stuck at home since March with her children. I had to laugh at that because I get it. I get what that's like. And then I had to wonder, speaking of broken systems, what kind of a culture do we have where we have children and we think it's normal or even healthy to ship them off for the majority of their waking hours on the majority of most days of the year in school so that we don't have to have them with us. Yikes. I homeschooled mine for most of their lives. So it was 25 years of me homeschooling up to 8 children, being with them 24/7. And I mean, sure, there's stress that comes with parenting, absolutely. But these were my children. I birthed them. I liked them. I loved them. I wanted to be around them, even though, of course, I would want to break. Everyone needs a break. It's that, you know, connection versus solitude thing. But it troubles me that we parents are somehow struggling, or we feel held hostage by the fact that the children that we birthed are with us. I don't know. I think we need more of that. I'm wondering if that's going to end up being the upside of all of this time in this pandemic, that we've been forced to slow down and look at priorities and things like, how well do I know these people in my life? I know for me now, personally, having left that situation, having divorced 10 years ago and not having the daily interactions of those children, I miss it. I miss feeling part of a family. It's a lot of things I miss right now. I'm learning a lot about what I can handle and what I can't. I'm learning how to sometimes just get through the moments and to find something to do that's either self-soothing or occupying, meaningful, something that's on the task list of things I've perhaps put off. And I've gotten really good at that, of taking care of the things that need to be done. I'm able to, you know, adult when backed into a corner when there are repercussions for me not adulting, like the IRS will come find me, something of that nature. I can manage this kind of crazy, unhuman friendly dynamic that we call a system when I have to. But what I've noticed is I have to work really hard in this environment, in this time, in this chapter of life to give myself pleasure, to do things just for fun. There are things I do out of obligation to myself or to others that are more habitual. I've been getting out the door and either running or race walking or doing some sort of cardio since I was 15, and I'm almost 59. So that's a long time of doing something in a disciplined and orderly manner. And there are definitely benefits that I derive from that. So I do it for that. Every so often I enjoy the actual run while I'm running. Like, woo, look, I'm going fast, or nothing hurts, or the breeze feels good, or the sun feels great on my back, or I feel empowered in my own earth suit. But often what I actually enjoy about it is when it's over and the benefit of having done it. But it's a thing that I've done consistently for a long time. And then there are other things for the life of me I can't seem to manage to turn into a habitual thing, like laundry. I have to pretty much be out of clothes and get disgusted with the search in the laundry pile for the clean pair of socks or the clean underwear or something. I have to have a little bit of undue suffering before I will make myself do that. Although I have to say, since moving back in here this time, I've kept up with it pretty well. Let's see, what are the other things that I have procrastinated that I really haven't made habitual? I keep threatening to do yoga. I would like to do yoga, and nothing's stopping me. I've got YouTube at my disposal. I could figure out which yoga tutorials I would like to do and do them. And the art, I'm an artist. I love to do art. I love to get into the flow of creativity. But it feels like there's been this moratorium against allowing myself to indulge and to have pleasure. I'm not sure what that's about. I'm trying to figure that out. I was discussing that in an EMDR session that I had today. What is this thing that doesn't let me live my actual life? Like there's somebody outside of me that has the right to dictate to me what I can and can't do with my own life. Like who or what would ever be the authority over any of us? Really, who else would be given the marching orders for how to live my own life above and beyond myself? And it's not like I can't ask for assistance with things. It's not like I have all of the answers and all of the solutions for myself. But think about it for a minute. Why would any other human know more about how I should live my life than me? It's kind of bizarre, right? This notion of external authority is very interesting to me. Of course, when I was growing up, there were parents, and parents had the right to tell me what to do. And then there were teachers, and as I got older and I got into religion, there were spiritual authorities. And then when I got married, it was assumed, because it was part of the subculture of that religion, that I would obey, acquiesce, conform, be controlled by people outside of me. But I kind of really resent that. I think I always have. I remember being very, very little and being told something like at age 3, and knowing I had to conform on the outside because there were consequences, but also knowing that on the inside, I knew better. I knew what my truth was. I've always known what my truth is. And I've been accused of things like having an entitlement mindedness, that I shouldn't be allowed to do what I want, when I want, and how I want it. But why not? Why not? It's not like I have this thing in me that says, screw you, I'll do what I want. It's an inclusive thing. It's what's best for me actually ends up being ultimately what's best for others too. Because I don't exclude how this choice of mine would impact others. I make choices based on how what I do will affect those who are in my life, who are within my circle. But this idea, this really strange idea that we have to have permission in order to live our own sacred, soul authorized life, that's just kind of, that's, what word do I want to use? I don't want to say stupid. I don't want to say wrong, but yeah, it feels wrong. There's something in me that bristles at the notion that anybody else can tell me what I can and can't do. Especially because I do take others into consideration with whatever it is I do. I don't know. I've had this thought lately that those of us who would have self-governance down pat, we ought to be able to go live somewhere, whether it's another continent or another planet that's inhabitable. And those of us who can use self-governance and along with that self-other honorance, not self-other, other honorance, self-governance and other honorance, that we should be allowed to do that, that we shouldn't have to have all of these external rules forcing us to conform, but that whatever comes out of the innate internal part of us that says, I'm connected to everybody else and what I do affects everybody else and we're all in this together. So what is best for me is also what's best for you, whether it directly affects you or whether I inspire you to do what's best for you. And I would love to live in a place where we could each do whatever was our own deepest truth and know that it was what was best for everybody else. I think that's possible. I think it's actually the deepest truth. But we've been so taught to fear trusting ourselves. Yeah, there's a lot there to unpack. Didn't know I was going to talk about that. It's strange. I feel kind of fuzzy-brained, uninspired by lack of interaction. I do well when I can play off others, where one idea bounces off another person's idea, and then there's this back and forth, this dance of reciprocity, where I start saying things I didn't know that I knew, and I feel sometimes lately like the well in me is kind of running dry, and I'm needing to prime that pump. Yeah. So it occurred to me, do this, reach out at least this way. Put myself out there a little bit, and then hopefully somebody else will watch and they will feel prompted to respond and connect. I don't know how. I don't know what it takes. I don't know what it looks like. And I don't know how long it takes. But I'm going to get through this. And so are you. Because here we are, getting through this. One day at a time, one thing at a time, whether it's doing a blog post or painting a thing, or doing the laundry, or talking to somebody, or reaching out to someone who says they're hurting, or watching the little boy across the street wave at the cars going by, or maybe I'll go out there and stand on the side of the road and wave at the cars that go by. We're going to get through this. So hang in there. Say something in the comments if you'd like about what's going on with you. Let's start a dialogue. What are you struggling with? What are you realizing about yourself? What are you discovering about your weaknesses or your strengths? What do you want me to talk about? Hey, I'll take on anything. I will talk about anything to anyone. So challenge me. I think I'm going to sign off now. I think I got what I needed out of this, and hopefully somebody somewhere got something that they needed out of this. Thanks for being there. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being the other part of this give and take. You take care of you. I'll take care of me.